What if I told you that a small piece of metal could tell a story? A story that spans thousands of years. It's a story of kings, of empires, and of a civilization's deepest beliefs. This is the story of Cambodian silver coins. Our journey begins in a time long past, in the ancient lands of Southeast Asia. Before the magnificent temples of Angkor Wat pierced the sky, trade flowed like a mighty river through this region. The earliest forms of money weren't coins at all. They were simple silver bars or lumps. But as trade with powerful neighbors like India and China grew, a new idea arrived. The idea of a coin, a piece of silver, stamped with a symbol of authority, a promise of its value. This was a revolutionary concept. It was the birth of currency in Cambodia. These first coins were not made in a grand royal mint. They were creations of a burgeoning society, influenced by powerful maritime trading states like Funan. Imagine a bustling port city, where merchants from distant lands meet. They needed a common way to trade goods. The earliest Cambodian coins, often called Funan coins, served this purpose. They were small, often irregularly shaped silver pieces. Their designs were simple, a rising sun perhaps, or a sacred symbol. These weren't just for buying rice or silk. They were a declaration, a sign that this land, this kingdom, was a player on the world stage, a hub of commerce and culture, ready to make its mark on history. The designs on these ancient coins are a window into the soul of a civilization. They carried symbols that were deeply meaningful to the people who used them. One of the most common symbols found on these early coins is the conch shell, a sacred object in Hinduism, representing the divine sound that created the universe. Another is the wheel, a powerful symbol in Buddhism, representing the cycle of life and the teachings of the Buddha. These were not just decorations, they were powerful messages, connecting the world of commerce to the world of the cosmos. Every time a coin changed hands, it was a quiet reminder of the spiritual beliefs that held their society together. For an American, think of the first coins minted in the colonies. They were a bold statement of a new identity, a break from the old world. In the same way, Cambodia's first silver coins were a declaration of its own unique identity. They absorbed influences from India, but they were not Indian coins. They were distinctly Khmer. This fusion of ideas, this blending of the foreign and the local, is a theme we see again and again in Cambodia's story. It's a testament to the resilience and creativity of its people. These small, humble pieces of silver were the first chapter in a long, fascinating epic of a nation's journey through time. Now, how does a simple lump of silver become a coin? How does it become a trusted symbol of a kingdom's wealth? The process was a blend of art and science, a craft passed down through generations. It began with sourcing the silver, often acquired through trade or mined from the earth. This silver was then melted down in clay crucibles over intense charcoal fires. It was a hot, demanding job. The molten silver, shimmering like a liquid star, was then poured into molds or hammered into thin sheets. The skill of the silversmith was crucial. They had to ensure each blank coin or planche was the right weight and purity. It was a standard set by the king himself. Once the silver blanks were ready, the magic happened. This is where a simple piece of metal was given its identity. Using a hammer and a die, a skilled artisan would strike the coin. The die was a piece of hardened metal, intricately carved with the king's chosen design. Think of it as a stamp. With a single forceful blow, the design was permanently pressed into the soft silver. This process, known as hammer striking, meant that no two coins were exactly alike. Some were struck perfectly in the center. Others were off-kilter. These little imperfections are what make each coin a unique artifact, a direct connection to the hands that made it centuries ago. These coins flowed through the veins of the Khmer Empire. They were used in the bustling markets that surrounded the great temples. A farmer might use a coin to buy tools. A pilgrim might use one to make an offering. The value of the coin was based on its silver content, but its authority came from the king's stamp. It was a guarantee. It was trust, made tangible. In an empire as vast as Angkor, this standardized currency was essential. It connected the farmer in a remote village to the royal court in the capital. It was the economic glue that helped hold the empire together, financing grand construction projects and supporting a complex society. It's interesting to think about the people who used these coins every day. They were not just instruments of trade, they were part of daily life. A coin might be saved for a daughter's dowry. It might be hidden away for safekeeping, a small treasure buried in the earth. For most people, Owning even a few silver coins represented significant wealth. Unlike our digital transactions today, which are invisible and instantaneous, every exchange with a coin was a physical act. You could feel its weight in your palm. You could see the face of the ruler or the symbol of power. It was a constant, tangible reminder of the kingdom to which you belonged. As kingdoms rise and fall, their stories are often written in stone and steel. But in Cambodia, they are also etched in silver. The designs on the coins changed with the rulers and the times. During the height of the Khmer Empire, the powerful kings of Angkor commissioned coins that reflected their divine status. The designs became more complex. They often featured images of the king himself, portrayed as a deity, or they showed powerful animals, like the lion or the elephant, symbols of royal strength and authority. These coins were not just money, they were propaganda. They were a way for the king to project his power across his vast domain. Then, as the centuries passed, Cambodia's fortunes shifted. The great Angkorian civilization declined, and the kingdom faced invasions from its neighbors. This turmoil is reflected in the coinage. The quality of the silver sometimes decreased. The craftsmanship, once so precise, could become cruder. New rulers brought new symbols. For example, during periods of Siamese or Thai influence, the coins began to feature designs like the Garuda, a mythical bird-like creature from Hindu and Buddhist mythology that was a symbol of the Thai monarchy. Each change in the coin's design tells a story of political change, of shifting alliances, and the struggle for survival. One of the most fascinating coins from Cambodia's history is the Hamsa bird coin. The Hamsa, or Hamsa, is a mythical celestial goose. This bird became the national symbol of Cambodia and was featured prominently on its silver coins for centuries, especially from the 16th to the 19th century. This wasn't just a pretty picture of a bird. The Hamsa represented purity, spiritual wisdom, and the soul's flight to liberation. By placing this sacred bird on their money, Cambodian kings were aligning their rule with divine principles. It was a message to their people and to the world that their kingdom was built on a foundation of righteousness and spiritual truth. The arrival of the French in the 19th century marked another dramatic shift. Cambodia became a French protectorate, and its monetary system was completely transformed. The traditional silver coins, with their sacred birds and royal portraits, were gradually replaced. The French introduced the Cambodian franc, modeled on the French currency. The new coins featured the word Cambodge, the French name for the country, and symbols of the French Republic. The Hamsa bird was gone. This change was more than just economic. It was a symbolic act, representing the transfer of power from the Cambodian king to a foreign colonial ruler. The story in silver had taken a new, uncertain turn. What happens to a story when the world changes? The 20th century brought unprecedented change to Cambodia. Technology transformed how money was made. The old way of hammering coins by hand gave way to modern minting machines. These machines could produce thousands of identical coins with perfect precision. The metal alloys changed too. Silver, once the standard, became too expensive for circulating currency. Modern Cambodian coins, the rial, are made from aluminum, steel, and nickel. They are lighter, more durable, and cheaper to produce. The era of the artisan silversmith, striking each coin by hand, had come to an end. The designs also tell a story of a modern nation. After gaining independence from France, Cambodia's coins celebrated its newfound freedom. They featured images of the iconic Angkor Wat, a powerful symbol of national pride and Khmer identity. They depicted farmers planting rice, a tribute to the country's agricultural heart. But this period of hope was followed by one of immense darkness. During the brutal Khmer Rouge regime in the 1970s, money was abolished entirely. The regime sought to erase the past and create a new society from year zero. For a few terrifying years, the ancient story of Cambodian currency fell silent. The coins and the civilization they represented vanished. After the fall of the Khmer Rouge, the Cambodian riel was reintroduced. The nation began the slow, painful process of rebuilding. Today's coins are a testament to that resilience. They once again feature Angkor Wat, connecting modern Cambodia to its glorious past. They show the Preah Vihear Temple and the Independence Monument. These are not just pictures on metal, they are symbols of survival. They are a declaration that Cambodian culture, after facing annihilation, endures. They are a message of hope for the future, a promise that the story will continue, passed from one generation to the next. So, why do these old silver coins still matter? They are more than just collector's items. They are time capsules. They are tangible links to the hands that held them, the merchants who traded them, and the kings who minted them. They allow us to trace the journey of a nation, its spiritual beliefs, its artistic achievements, its political triumphs, and its tragic struggles. In a world that is becoming more digital and less tangible, these small pieces of silver remind us of the enduring power of physical objects to tell our human story. They remind us that history is not just something you read in a book. Sometimes you can hold it in the palm of your hand.